For my looking badly tonight, I just want to call myself out on a few areas where I feel like I'm still allowing shame or other things to hold me back, and it just it just doesn't need that it just doesn't need to be that way. I should be able to be comfortable with where I am, and with especially with all the things that I've done. Why am I still trying to not trying to save face in some ways? Why am I still trying to preserve my self-image? And I know those are natural tendencies, but I'd hope that I can see the difference between preserving self-image for the purposes of bettering my situation and trying to save face for the purposes of avoiding something, or saving face as a hindrance to my own personal growth or where I want to go. And there's just so many small things that I don't feel inclined to do with my life, in terms of, like, the alternator went on my car, and it's a really simple thing to do, and I ordered a new one online, and I got my roommate to throw it in, and it should have been all well, but then it didn't work. And so I called the guy, and we went to AutoZone and got a test, and they said it was bad. And then I called the guy who sold it to me, and he said there's no way it was bad because they 100% tested it, and he had me do all these tests. But I didn't know how to do the tests, and I didn't own a voltmeter, and my car wasn't even at my house. I left it at AutoZone, and I left the battery inside of AutoZone, and for a week, I just left my car at AutoZone with my battery inside, with no receipt proving that I owned the battery, and I didn't feel inclined to do otherwise. And then when I showed up on Wednesday to get the battery, it was gone. And, I could have been out of a battery, but because I didn't have a receipt, because my roommate was the one who I had to walk home because we live only a few blocks away, and my roommate gave him the battery to charge it up, and I was supposed to come back the same day and pick it up, but I just didn't feel like it and felt like being lazy and whatever. But I mean, that's not something other people do. Other people would say, "Hey, my car's important to me. I'm going to go get it." But I'm in a place of, like, it's no big deal. It's like I still don't know how to be mature enough, or I don't have the same perspective on what's important. And maybe a car's not that important, but it's transportation, it's the ability to get places, and it's an investment that I should be protecting in some ways. But that all worked out because AutoZone ended up giving me a new battery, assuming it was their fault that my battery somehow got lost in the shuffle, and so I got a new battery out of it, and whatever, that was a cool deal. But then I finally tested the alternator, and it turns out it was bad, and now I got to ship it back to the guy, and I haven't even done anything to ship it back to him because the box that it came in was since thrown out by another one of my roommates, and now it's just like a whole lot of effort. And to be honest with you, I don't know how much I need a car. Obviously I do for certain things, but I've been able to get by fine without one, and I've been able to get into some cool carpooling situations and meet new people, and that's been really cool. But, I mean, and other things, like simply the thing that I talked about earlier in this post is liquefying those full tilt points so that I can pay child support so that I don't go to jail. That should be really important to me, you would think. You'd think I'd want to avoid that at all costs, but it's like it's not a serious enough threat for me to act on it. It's just not interesting enough. It's not compelling enough. It's like I won't really go out of my way to avoid negative consequences unless they're serious and in my face. And that's part of the reason why I let situations sort of retard and get to places where they're going to be something that give me a jolt, like the possibility of going to prison for not paying child support. That could potentially give me a jolt, and I could use that adrenaline kick or whatever, or that survival instinct, to channel it into something positive. But, I mean, it just feels like it's self-sabotage in some ways to just allow things to happen like that. And maybe that's just my style. Maybe it's something that works for me, is to press up against deadlines and to allow bad things to happen because I know how quickly I can recover from them. But at the same time, it puts me under undue stress, or I choose to be under undue stress by thinking about those situations and by not acting on them. And if I just acted on them when I thought about them, I probably wouldn't be in the situations of stress. And I don't want to discount the value of being placed under stress and the value of them releasing that stress and then moving to a higher place of being and then using that stress as a motivator or a source of inspiration to carry myself to a place where that stress can no longer occur. But it just, I know there's just a part of me that's still hiding, that's still like doesn't want to be seen as the person who allowed himself to get into this precarious situation where it's like sometimes I wonder what it is I'm going to do just to get by when everything, it's like I don't fit anywhere. It's hard to see how I might fit in a job environment. It's hard. Everything that I've created for myself in terms of an entrepreneurial role has only fit for periods of time, and then like poker was never something that I really could get into and like sink my teeth into, and the things that I love that I do for kind of like part-time income, like coaching or teaching classes and things along those lines. It's like I can't get those to the place where they're taking off the ground and they're like taking care of me. So I'm just in this place of kind of being like, okay, whatever, I'll find a way. But who knows? Who knows if I'll find a way? There's no guarantee that I find a way. There's no guarantee that consequences won't arise. And I don't. Why can't I just embrace the fucked up situation that I created for myself and milk it for all it's worth, in the sense of, I mean, the worse the situation gets, the more desire I will have to reverse it. So I should be able to milk that desire and carry myself to a much better off place than I would have ever been able to go to had I not allowed this situation to get to the way it is. But I don't know. There's got to be something I can do differently so that I can approach situations in a healthier way. And I'm open to figuring out what that is for myself. And if you have any ideas, please share them. But I don't know. I guess I'm gonna keep on trucking and see where things take me, and trust that I'll find a way. But who knows?